All right. Welcome to another episode of the Unpopular Podcast. We're here with Miguel Zentragon. He's popped up in the streams a couple times. I've been streaming recently, but we've been playing DBD. I'm going pretty fast, but that's fine. Sometimes
you don't want to cough? Was it like the cough was going to come out? Yeah, I knew it.
But low key, I was practicing to be an auctioneer. You know, because you don't pretend you're going to
You know that all that shit is bullshit. Sometimes what they're saying is like not even real words.
Well, she's gonna be having a stroke when they're like, "Is he bidding?" Like,
is he really auctioneering right now, or is he dying? That's gonna be the fucking final
I
question.
can bring him fucking like awesome shit, bro.
Foam coming out the mouth.
Maybe that's just like the only way they talk. Like they talk in that, I don't know, like in hurried.
Can you imagine like marrying an auctioneer? How the fuck?
21, 22.
Yeah. Coming. Screaming out cold. Yeah. Soon. Oh my God.
It's already getting a little hot in here.
It's not. I don't even blame you. He was telling me before. He's like, "Oh my God,
we're not gonna be able to do anything."
Yeah, he's like
90 degrees.
He's like, I imagine what Xavier's room is like right now.
I turned on the AC as soon as I got in the house too.
Bro, it's heat wave right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, basement. You're gonna want to fucking like just stop the podcast and lay down on the floor,
bro.
Like I'm telling you, you probably get chilled.
We've had the sweatiest people in this room. I swear to Sumo. Brian. Just me, Brian, and Sumo alone was like the sweatiest episode. I think.
Remember? Once it ended, we all just went.
Yeah, we're like, yo, we all went outside.
This shit is beautiful. That's the startups. What the fuck is this? Like a Stranger Things design?
Yeah. They changed, right?
There's like
Order.
I forget what the fuck these are called. They're called some dumb shit, but it's normal. It's a die.
Yeah, like you fucked up like my 12-sided die type shit.
Yeah. But they have a certain name for it. They have weird names. Like it's some dumb shit. I'm probably Googling it.
All right, man. As to what you were speaking about earlier, like your older brother didn't want you hanging out with the wrong crowd and all that shit. I can relate to that a lot, just because I never wanted him growing up with a bad crowd. But then I think it was like not a mistake, but like introducing him to my friends isn't the best crowd either, because it's like, you want to smoke? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like,
but it's different. I don't know.
With that in mind, though, like when I met my brother's friend group, like they weren't like no toxic people. They were all mad cool and shit. Because when I got smoking with them, like it wasn't no stupid shit where I was going out doing some fuck shit. I was usually. Because my brother's friends were weebs and shit. So, like, we would smoke and watch anime. Or play video games. Or, like, at the time when the Dragon Ball Fighters came out, we was playing shit heavy and shit. Literally, everybody got the sticks or just Mortal Kombat. And it was just... It was just like...
I beat him 7 in a row 4 times.
No, he didn't.
All right. It's not.
It wasn't 3 times
it's
either.
It's not going below 3.
So
Adrian witnessed one of them.
So like everybody knew my brother's room as the red room and shit, because my brother's room is just painted red and shit. So everybody would like enter the red room and just like a fucking cloud of smoke and shit. Because everybody who comes in was going L for L and just like straight like blunts in rotation. It was fucking crazy. Like smoking with my brother and his friends, like I was like the highest I've ever been. Like I was smoking way more with my brother's friends and shit than like I would with like the friends I met, because
because they probably had jobs. And
because when I started
immediate difference.
Yeah, because when I started smoking, it was like my freshman year and shit, and I met this one short kid named Shamar and shit, and like
Shamar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah, you're good, yo. And like,
shout out to Shamar, bro.
I see him around sometimes, but he don't recognize me because I'm fucking bald. Everybody recognizes me with like the long hair and shit. You know what I mean? Like high school, like me growing up, I was just like that quiet kid, but I always smoked and shit. You know what I mean? Because like I was just very to myself.
I think everyone knew you for smoking.
Yeah, like everybody knew me as either like the person that sold weed or just smoked with them, because I always had weed all the time. I always brung even
snitch on yourself.
I go people now. Yo, also shout out. Sorry for like closing down the school
shop.
The shit in voices class. I apologize for that.
You closed down what? What are you talking about?
Yo, I'm gonna fuck you.
What are you talking about?
He was the guy who smoked in the fucking.
Oh,
You fucking did, bro. It was nothing but watching boys in a fucking video every fucking day. I was like, yo, and then he'd be like, don't go to sleep. Like, yo, this shit is fucking boring. I did not sign up for an elective to watch YouTube videos with you. I could have fucking gone home and done that.
Wait, where did you smoke bud or you smoke?
So what it was and shit is that it was me, Johan, Orlando, and JP at the time when we was cool with him
When
and
this
shit.
podcast is up, there's probably a lot of people that want to fight you.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that's why I started it, so people gonna be like, oh, that's the dickhead that fucking closed it down. But it was funny though, because I didn't smoke inside of it and shit. Like I literally like fucking I went up to the 3rd floor bathroom and shit. Grabbed my bong from my book bag, assembled that bitch. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I was, yeah. And just smoked that shit, came through. I kept on asking everybody, like people, like, because it was during lunchtime. It was like 7th period. I was like, yo, you got cologne? Yo, you got cologne? Because I know I smoked bad. Because I fucking made the whole bathroom stink and shit. That, like, they're going around the whole 3rd floor to find out who was smoking and shit. So I go in the studio, I'm chilling. It smells like bud. I had Lamar and his people tell me, they're like, yo, you smell, bro. They're like, you smell good. They're like, you got. I was like, nah. You know what I mean? Like keeping it discreet. And then like once it got done, Boyce comes in. He's like, come on, guys, that's it, get out. And shit, because his peoples was being loud and shit, you know what I mean? We were just trying to keep it cool. And then, like, he's like, oh, it smells like weed in here. That's it. It's closed down for the year and shit. Because I wasn't smoking in the room. I went elsewhere. Yeah, I trailed it, like, to smell. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know, like, it was still open to, like, very select few, but it wasn't open to everyone.
Like, the people that did shit. Like, like, the people that were part of, like, the events and the
like,
and shit
with,
like
photography, the people who set up and shit. You know what I mean?
Was it
Eagle Vision?
Yeah, Eagle Vision, yeah.
Andy's bitch ass. He comes up every episode for this shit, man.
Andy go see the shit could be the dance. Both headed motherfucker got this place.
You got it closed?
Well, nah, you made it private for him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know it was more quieter because like a lot of people was always in that studio just doing some fuck shit though. Like
definitely.
Like despite like them having cameras in there because they say they were trying to review cameras, it's hard because everybody was vaping in there too. You know what I mean? Because they caught a lot of people vaping and shit. It's just it wasn't like very big as what it was and shit. Because boys like, oh yeah, these fucking idiots was out here smoking pot in the fucking room. And I was just like. And, like, a lot of people, like, they're mad cool because, like, I had Lamar and these people walk up to me. They're like, you know, nobody ratted you out and shit, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, I appreciate it. It's mad luck because everybody knew me and shit. I spoke to everybody. I spoke to everybody and shit, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta your main source and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
you don't bite the hand
that feeds you.
But wait, so... You were never caught.
I was never caught. There was only probably one time I've ever got caught by a teacher. And just because, like, she was one of those, like, teachers be like, let me see your eyes. Let me smell you.
That's weird, bro.
Or, like, yo, open your water bottle and shit. Like, because I had her as a sophomore year teacher. I failed her. And then I got her back my senior year.
What you mean open your water bottle? To check if you use it as a bottle?
No, liquor, because she knew I drink. Yeah, like, she knew I drank, like, liquor and shit. And, like, she was just like, yo, let me smell the bottle and make sure it's not vodka. I was like, damn, I'm not that fucking stupid to bring my kid into school,
Did you do that one time, though?
I did. Oh, this was funny. I did bring it one time, but I didn't have it because she was a substitute. I had it in an Arizona bottle, so I had Malibu and I had some other shit.
Oh, so it was a little sweet.
Yeah, so like I was giving everybody what's up, y'all want Charles Tom, and they're like, like, yeah. I was just chilling, and I also had bud. I was like, yo, what's up, yo, free period, y'all want to like smoke and shit, go somewhere, let's smoke and shit, you know what I mean? They're like, I bet. What was cool my senior year is that I utilized my free periods. I had like 3 free periods, and then what got me mad is that I had a class at the end of the day. I had Mr. Medina and shit.
Oh, the music teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, but
yo, but the fucked up part is, and I told him, like, we made a deal. I cut his class for 2 semesters.
For real?
Yeah,
he was that chill. He was
mad chill about it, though. He was just like, as long as I see you within the school, he's like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Damn.
And like, I kept a consistent grade because I gave him like plateware because he wanted to start his own business and just like smash it whenever people.
I remember, he told me,
yeah.
He did. He wanted to set up a warehouse.
I gave him cups. I gave him plates that I didn't use. I gave him like this big ass chalice from medieval times. He fucking loved that shit.
Yeah, you were bribing him.
Yeah, I was bribing him. I give him fuck. You know, like I just didn't want to go to his collab. Yeah,
bro, but he didn't give a fuck.
he didn't get. He was mad cool because I always talked to him during my free time. He was mad cool and shit. And he was telling me about all this cool shit.
Remember the conspiracies, bro?
He
would get deep, but deep.
Yo, like it would be so long just talking to him. Like I could talk about hours with him because he was such a cool ass individual as a teacher. I like highly respected him. He was cool people to talk to. Honestly, like there's not much teachers to talk around. Like there's a lot of cool ones and shit. Yeah. Like just Mr. Medina. Shout out Mr. Medina. You're the shit,
bro. He
honestly
exposed to the students a bunch of teachers that you should like stay away from.
Yeah.
A lot.
Santini was one of them.
Santini was one of them. He was,
What did he do?
That was the one that we told you about that was found with the young girl and all that. He knew before any of that shit came out. He would tell us.
I remember I wasn't on his side, but I gave him like a warning and shit. I was like, yo, there's a lot of kids talking about you being with some girl. And he tried to play this stupid with me, but I kind of knew because like I knew homegirl.
Yeah, what was her name? We couldn't give the name out, but we all know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, she smokes. She had dreads.
For a little bit, yo.
Yeah, she had dreads.
It looked weird on her, though. She was a god. She was like...
I only knew her she also hung with Jefferson, too. Like,
she's cool.
Yeah.
But she was... making bad decisions. Is what I'm saying. And it's funny because I remember her.
Santini was making bad decisions. For sure. Like Santini's also in the wrong. Like
no, for sure.
You're going against your terms and agreement.
She's the victim. She's the victim.
Yeah,
she is the victim.
She is the victim.
But it's like, what are you doing too? You know what I mean? Because she wanted to be in that relationship.
Santini was fit though. Said yo, and
when you pulled up on a scooter to school,
every time I saw him, he was literally in a scooter. He'd be like, yo, you are the only person I see rocking a scooter. Everybody's got like a skateboard or like a bike. Mind you, I had him since fucking middle school, bro. I've been knowing this.
Oh, he was a music teacher.
Yeah, I've been knowing this motherfucker since middle school.
Huh? Nah, you saw a childhood hero fall.
He was selling to Santini.
Never. I never did. He had his own supply. I wasn't gonna sell to him. That's one thing I would never do. My teacher.
What if he asked you? Would you have?
Nah, he didn't know I was selling, bro. He thought I was just that good noodle student and shit.
I remember this was weird, bro. We were in the locker room one time. No, not in the in the weight room. And he comes in there just to work out. And that's fine. Like, a teacher coming in to work out, shirtless. Shirtless.
I'm saying do that
shit.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It bothered me. I'm like, is he supposed to be shirtless in front of us? Like, is that okay? He's a guy, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But now that I look back on it, we were students. We're young. He shouldn't be doing that. That's inappropriate.
Highly inappropriate, nigga. Over sexualizing.
I mean, yeah.
He was trying to entice one of you.
Probably. You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think he was gay. But he was creepy.
He's probably open, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, you'd be surprised, bro. Like, there's a lot of...
The whole class was, like, in danger.
His whole class.
Fucking... What?
Nah, but there's been crazier shit before Santini from like what my brothers told me. Like, bro, so I knew a girl. I'm not gonna put her name because, you safe with me, girl. Yo, she sold her teacher coke.
Nice.
The teacher overdosed and died.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
She never admitted to it. Like, they never.
Oh, they didn't know. Hell no.
It's like the Brandon burger for your sandwiches.
To be honest, I'm gonna talk real quick about that. About the NWord. No, real quick. Nothing bad. It's just like a lot of our guests have said it.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And it's like, we don't say, I hope everyone knows, because everyone who watches is probably from here. We don't say it to be derogatory towards another race or anything. We just grew up like that. Just in case you had any questions about it.
Yeah, to be like, not to even like discriminate against nobody. It's just some of us grew up in different areas and shit, and just kind of grew up on a socially like acceptable way. Like, because nowadays the word just, I don't know, everybody views it a different way and shit. You know what I mean? Like, some people will say it's just a word, but then like it's all how you emphasize and word it, because you could really be an asshole about
Yeah,
it and
for sure.
say it in the most racist manner.
It's all about the environment. So it's depending on where you are, to be honest with you. Because if you know you're in good company and you're with the
Yeah,
friends
you're with
that you
your
grew
boys
up
and shit,
with,
yeah.
that grew up in this city, that know everybody, you know what I mean? We grew up saying it like that. It was always like a term of endearment.
Now there's
some times where you start fights.
I know there'll be some people that'll be like, oh, how about you say some shit like that in Compton, or you say that shit deep in Chicago, and be like, yo, look, honestly, bro, there's a time and a place to not say that shit.
And you know it.
Unless you're a person I don't give a
But no,
fuck.
let's think about this. Now that you say there's a time and a place, the fact that there's a time and a place, does that mean we shouldn't say it at all? Now because you think about that, right?
But there's a proper way how to speak on like say like if this was more of a proper show and like you guys didn't like allow cursing or like just the word.
You insulting or sure?
No, I'm just saying like if there was like if like your like podcast was a bit more like on the stricter side,
mainstream,
like you would be like, no, I'm sorry, you can't.
I already asked you to stop saying it.
No, but I'm just saying like, you know, like, oh, you can't be saying fuck, you can't be saying all that shit, you know what I mean? It's just like
for family friendly, or at least going for something that could be
respectable
monetized.
To most audiences,
yeah, where people was like, yo, better watch out, you get like one or two words, but not the third one.
Not three.
Like
That's
3 you're out.
Yeah.
Oh, he said it the third time, you're not getting money today.
Yo, so when you graduated, right, after all the shenanigans you've been through in high school, what was it like that period between after you graduated and now? Like, how have you been then, since then? Because I haven't really seen you, to be honest, in a while.
I went to work. I was gonna go to college for culinary arts and shit. Like, I was going through the whole process and shit, but I kind of got cold feet. I told my mom about it and shit, and like, you know, my mom kind of understood at the same time, but she just like, yo, you need fucking work and shit. So I was just like, yeah, I do need to work. So Johan at the time was working at Hooligans, and Johan kind of hooked me up, the one in Weehawken and shit. It was
not the one in Secaucus?
No, the one in Weehawken when it was open before they closed and shit. Okay. So ended up going there as a busser, met with the manager. I forgot his name. I feel bad. Like that, yo. Only knew the ones that I smoked with and shit. Like this fucking guy. Yo, but like it's funny though because everybody who worked at that Hooligans has crazy fucking stories than mine when I worked there and shit. Because Johan literally left after like I got cool with everybody there except the GM because we kept it as a mutual
like professional
relationship and shit. Nothing like I'm gonna smoke with him or do some crazy drugs with him, like drink with him. Like, yo, that Hooligans was probably the most ratchet restaurant ever. Like, I could be realistic. Like, yo, niggas was dead ass selling coke in the kitchen and shit. Weed, the whole nine and shit. Yo, I would smoke with all the managers on the spot, bro. But yeah, like we would go to the back area and just smoke and then go back to work.
What's crazy? Apparently a lot of the restaurants like around here, a lot of the chefs do coke.
No,
a lot of the chefs do coke.
I could. I know I could attest to that, yo. Every like, and
I can confirm.
And I say this because like it's understandable to do so. Like you're working in a hot ass area. Like if you're a chef and you're in the back in the kitchen, you fucking sweating all the time. It's understandable. You need to do some fucking booger sugar.
You know?
Yeah,
like 12 hours of work.
Yo, 12 hours back to back. Like yo, there's some people like I talked to a chef. Yo, he had 130 hours. Within 2 weeks and shit, bro. Like, yeah, like, yo, that OT is crazy, but like, yo, you need to be up because that heat can fuck with you and shit. If you're not hydrated and you don't have that speed, because most people, they're tired. You're literally waking up to go to work just to cook for people all the time. And not all the time you're going to get the recipe right and work because sometimes there's always fuck ups. There's always going to be
they're in restaurants around here, you know, like those non-professional ones, like.
Yeah, because like, mind you, it's a corporation, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, there's always going to be something different within the menu. They're not cooking the same shit where they're going to perfect it all the time. You know what I mean? That's why you have different stations. You have saute, you have salad, you have broil, you have the fry station and shit. You have all these different stations that do different things. But then there's people that work that they know how to do all the stations and shit. Those are the jack of all trades. Those are the people that they want working. So they know that if there's a station down, they're like, yo, I need you to work 2 to 3 stations, bro. that's how they keep the restaurant running. But those are the same people that like they need the energy and shit. But
Right.
there's some of them I could at least confirm. There's some of them that don't do none of that shit. And I give it to them because they like to keep. They'll drink though, at least, but they don't do no crazy shit. They don't do no, like they don't do pills. They don't do like crazy.
It's crazy not even to do coke because, like you said, coke is one of those uppers that like keep you going for a while.
You know,
And-
I was open with my mom about it. I told her that I did coke and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was very open, and my brother doesn't know this, and you can see it. I'm sorry, John, but yeah, I told my mom about it first because like
How old were you when you tried it?
I did it this year and shit. This year, yeah. So it was recent, you know.
Stuff.
Yeah, because I had a chance to try it at Hooligans. I didn't do it because I was kind of scared because like it wasn't my field to do so because I was a pothead and shit. I like smoking.
Why would you in your field now? Or?
I was doing coke now.
No, I mean I don't work in the restaurant business no more, so I don't need the energy.
You were saying that being in a restaurant is why you would need. Coke.
Yeah, because it's just like you lose.
I don't know.
You lose a lot of sleep and shit. I'm a person that's like a nocturnal person. I don't sleep much.
No. My dad works at a restaurant as a manager, but he naturally just has a fucking energy. It's from when he wakes up to the fucking when he sleeps.
Yeah, like as long as you keep a consistent schedule. Like there's some people who go there and then like right after they're done working, yo, what's up? Yo, you want to hit the bar? So yeah, you try to hit the bar. Cause like yo,
so I can have 3 hours of sleep.
Because yeah, honestly, it's stressful though because like it's a shit slide. It's like a rotation. Like sometimes the chefs can fuck up on an order, or your server can fuck up and put the wrong thing, and then like the customer is not getting what they need. Then the managers gotta comp their meal, meaning they gotta compensate and pay for their shit. Yeah, it's a whole shit show, man. Honestly, like time and time again, you know. I mean, not all the time, but if it happens, you lose money and shit. You lose out on sales and shit. And, you know, that's how they start cutting down people's hours and shit.
So you could say generally after high school, it's been going okay. You know, you've been working steady.
Yeah, I've been working. So there was a time period because Hooligans was bankrupt for 20 plus years. I didn't know that shit. So they sent us a letter for people who worked at Hooligans that, you know, they're bankrupt. So they told us that the place is closing down, but they closed down so unexpectedly that everybody working at Hooligans was without a job. Even myself. Yeah. I went in there. I have a video and shit. I can show you guys later. I went inside of it because I knew the code from the back door and shit. Because all the employees knew and shit for those who smoked heavy and shit. You know, we had the code. I went in when they're doing the deconstruction. They're taking down everything and shit. And personally, I don't give a fuck. I went in. I was trying to see what was here. I was trying to see what happened. And they're like, yeah, that's it. We're done. They're like, no phone call, no nothing. They're like, yeah, nothing. That's it. That's it. Dog. Like, so like, anybody just got fucked.
Even the general manager, bro, because that's...
Damn, bro. They probably got fucked earlier than me.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, so a lot of people was asked, but a lot of people went to Sea Caucus or the other one in I forgot the other spot.
There's another one?
Yeah, there's a couple around New Jersey and shit.
That's why they fucking went bankrupt. I mean, they have so many spots before they actually establish. Like,
but it all depends.
Who is Hooligans?
Like Sea Caucus is probably the only money revenue spot that's making money. Like Weehawken was their money. So the reason why Weehawken made so much fucking money was because they had that big ass parking space right there because you got that nice beautiful view. You got Chart House, you got all these other spots and shit, and it's just a nice area. And the parking was
Paramus, Bayonne, and Homedale.
Where was the one in Weehawken? I don't even remember.
It's where Orlando works, if you know where that side and shit. Like worked in the same building and shit.
I have no idea where that is.
Fuck.
It's by the river. Obviously.
Yeah, by the river.
It's that section of Weehawken, so it's by like that tower, 1500 Riverside, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I know where
we delivered.
Yeah, where we've delivered before. We've done a lot of Ubers around there, bro.
Yeah, so like it was nice. So like working there wasn't that bad. It was very like stressful because like it was a lot of labor. But the only problem that I could say that sucked about Hooligans was that you didn't get your tips that day. It went on your paycheck. So you was working there without getting your tips going towards your paycheck. The only people who walked out with the tips that day was the servers.
Why?
Not the bussers.
And
yeah.
But the problem with that though, that crazy enough that I fucked up, is that they've been taking a lot of money from their employees. And there's some people who sued and got their money back.
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah, like my brother's friend and shit told me that they're taking away a lot of money from me and shit for 2 weeks. Because they're like, yo, you worked for 2 weeks and your paycheck is literally $800. That's fucking crazy. I was like, Because I didn't think
That is
about it.
pretty low.
It was like one of like my first jobs.
For-
And mind
for a
you, I was
restaurant, yeah.
working heavy weekends.
It's
We
not
always
low.
got
What
busy.
was your hourly wage?
No, because
I was working weekends. We was always busy, full house. We
Yeah,
have
but
both.
what
We
was
have
your hourly wage?
no for
it-
busters
it's not hours.
It's not hours.
We don't get hourly.
They only
It's
get paid
tips.
by tip. They by hour. Some, if you're lucky, some.
So it was
We'll do
so,
$4
so it's
an hour.
$2.14 an hour.
Yeah.
That's literally the bottom line. You're getting paid,
Yeah.
and then
Bottom
tip.
line was like 160.
Yeah. So if you wasn't getting paid good, they would probably give you like $2 extra.
I just wanted to confirm because I was like mad surprised. Hooligans has 38 locations.
Around here.
No, like across
In
the
the world?
states.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, but like half of them are shutting down now due to bankruptcy and shit.
No, they're still on the website, bro. They're active.
No, I know. They're still bankrupt.
No,
though.
they're still
like
The next
Yeah,
years.
but like depending on
But
what you can do,
they're-
you can go
so,
to
like,
court
when-
and like file for shit.
so
you can still operate.
when I ended up working the one in Sea Caucus, I took a little longer. I talked to the GM Andre, some Christian dude and shit. He was mad cool. He was like, 'cause I told him I was like, well, the only experience I had was busing and shit. And he was just like, how do you feel about being a dishwasher? I was like, respectfully, no.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
I told him like, no. He's like, well, he's like, the only position I could really have you. He's like, you want to learn Expo? I was like, what's that? He's like, you're on the line, you take orders, you make sure everything is nice and representable. So like when it goes out to the gas and shit, you know what I mean? It looks good for the service to take out. I was just like, yeah. And like he's like, you do the sauces and all that. I learned, it was pretty cool. Shout out Johnny, cool manager, some old dude and shit. Dude he was funny as hell, but he was very stern and shit. Like
Okay.
he was very like, he's like, oh come on, Miguel, you're late again. Like what the fuck? I was like, he's like, I see you got time to go to Dunkin' Donuts, but you ain't got time to clock in early for work. I was like, damn, you ain't got
Body
to do that. How
shaming
to do it.
you. Fat piece of shit. You're not doing anything with your life.
Yeah, but yo, he made money, but because he's been working for the company for like 20 plus years and shit. You know what I
You
mean?
didn't have to go
Yeah.
that hard though.
Yeah. Saying
What's
no.
up?
30. No, I was just checking where we're at. We're at 30. I forgot what time.
But yeah, I learned a lot over there. It was cool. A lot of the people there. So I did Expo and then I also did my busing thing. I bussed on the weekends and shit, and it was just kind of better. I met a lot of people there, and then I eventually got cool with them. Then I started hanging out,
I
smoking.
feel like I'd
you
be
know.
into Expo, but I'd probably like argue with people.
Yeah.
The people would probably be arguing.
It's
No,
not this.
So
No, because you know how people used to be with me. Like I said it in a bad way or in the wrong way.
so
People would always cry about shit
So
like that.
like what got me mad over there was that like the servers would be on their phone bullshitting and smoking on the fucking jewels at the time and shit. They're just sitting there and I'm like, yo, like there's food fucking dying while your fucking guest is fucking sitting there hungry. You're sitting here bullshitting.
That's
like,
what our dad.
I like, yo, run this fucking food and
Yeah.
shit. So mind you, so they have the brackets. So you have your bussers, your servers, the food runners, the people who run out the food, but we didn't have food runners. So
Yeah.
the servers had to also run out their fucking food while
Damn.
serving the guests. But there's times where I food run the food time again, but I just didn't know the table number. They'd be like, oh, bring it to table 12. I'm like, the fuck is table 12? Like, what?
Yeah, you haven't been out there.
And
you
I
don't know.
told them they had to describe me what they look like because it's like, and sometimes they would feel like kind of scared to be like, oh, it's those two black people over there. I'm just like, there's plenty of black folks in here. I need you to describe what they look like. Like I can't be distinct with all two black
They
folks.
start getting
People
extra
get
racist.
People get too hesitant for
Yeah.
no reason. Like you
Brown
can't
gold
describe-
chain.
Like why
grills.
but why is the first thing you have to describe their skin color? Why can't it be like
'Cause that's
their
what you see
hair
first.
or yeah? But there's also like this
Bro,
thing
bro,
that
bro,
goes
bro, bro,
afterward.
bro.
Yeah,
Like-
you can tell me like what type of shit
But
they
he
were
just said
there.
there was
No.
a room full of
Black
a bunch
people,
of ethnicity people.
Yeah, you know.
Either
yeah.
way, so like you gotta narrow it down more. Like why
Yeah.
do you go to skin color and then stare at like the person for their reaction? Like,
And mind you, what gets me mad is that as they're explaining it to me, I was like, they could have just ran that food.
and the awkwardness, like you fucking just take it. You know who they are. Like
I remember one time we went to Hooligans. The manager was serving us because they were short staffed.
where did he like give you a special drink?
No, absolutely not.
Yo, honestly, the one that we Huckman was just a pain in the ass to deal with because they had the open patio because there was a bar and patio. There was a bar inside. Then there was a pit.
Oh, so you can serve people in and out.
It was fast paced.
Yeah.
And usually it was like 2 buses a night. So usually you would need like 3 or 4 buses that
Yeah.
during the night. But there was only like me and this guy Ivan and shit. And like he was like literally the MVP as a fucking busser and shit. He was the shit, bro. Like he did everything and shit. Like being a busser over there was like way harder than being a busser the one in Sea Call because there's so much shit. You had to clean bar mats, you had to do patio, you had to do bus tubs and patio, do bus tubs and the bar patio and shit. Bus tubs inside, clean the. There's so much shit to do, yo.
At that point,
You would have quit.
you're making me do all this, and I'm not getting paid more.
No, but that's jobs.
You're
That's
getting paid $2.14.
no, you're not. You're not. You're getting paid all the money.
So the
extra.
tip-
You're getting paid only in tips. Sorry.
So I learned how to do the tip system with Cheesecake Factory when I worked at Cheesecake, and like it was pretty cool how their servers were cool with it because they're like, we give you guys 2.2% of their sales. So say a server makes $1,000, 2.2. That's 2,000. That's $20 they got to give you out of that. Boom, right there. You split it amongst like say if you worked with 4 people, you got to split that amongst. It's like $5. So there's like 8, 9 servers. Their sales different and shit. I'm just trying to think of a number to like work with. So like on a weekend, we would walk out with 527. We had to split that with 4 people. We all came in at the same time, 4 o'clock. It'd be 4 to 11.
You got paid every day in cash?
Yes, in Cheesecake, yes, you walk out with tips. You have to.
Okay.
Have to.
Yeah, but you make a lot more tips there, right? It gets more packed.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about this real quick.
So the highest I've ever walked out with at working at Cheesecake. No, real shit, because like I walked out with $213
In one night.
in one night. And
Alright,
on a slow night. And it was myself.
Oh.
That's not bad.
And mind you, though, that's not bad for what it's worth because I'm by myself. I was crashing and I was like, I had help from the service. So like, but mind you, though, like it's a lot of shit to do. I had to do bar, bakery, then there's the dining floor, the bar area, the middle and shit, and then ice cups. There's a lot of shit to do. So mind you, doing that shit by myself is stressful.
We get it. You were super server.
Listen. You worked as a server, you worked as a busser, you probably done a little waiter.
I did server at Hooligans for a little bit.
Personally, and my dad would argue with this with me a lot, right? Because he's a waiter. He's been a waiter for like 30 plus years or whatever.
Yeah.
Tipping. Listen,
I could get into that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
This right here, like, has always been a thing that not that I'm against. Like, I get why we tip, but it's just like, why did you make that law of waiters not making a regular hourly minimum wage?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
That's what I was going to talk about earlier. Like, waiters their pay is basically based on other people's goodwill.
Exactly. No, that should not be it.
My brother was a server at Cheesecake, and then he stopped serving because he had an accident with his hand and shit, so it stopped him from working as a server. But he said that serving, there would be your good days and your bad days, because there's people who don't tip you, and there's people that stiff you. The people who stiff you were the piece of shit people, meaning you're paying for their fucking meal. You're literally paying for their meal.
How would they?
So like their bill can be $60, they'll give you $40, so that's $20 out of your fucking pocket. You got.
Why would
That's some BS.
they leave with? How do you let them leave?
Because they'll literally pay with cash, and mind you, if you have like 6-7 tables, you can't just go strictly to that table and
so
shit.
there are people that do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that. They'll do that shit all the time. You know what I mean? And when you get stiff, it's fucked up to say, it's stupid. You get in trouble. You as a person, like the manager will literally write you up for getting stiff because that's your fault. But it's like, it's not your fault because they're not all the time.
Yeah, you should have fucking security at that point. But that's why I always feel like restaurants, like for sit-down restaurants that have those big-ass booths at the beginning, what's so hard about a printout fucking receipt? Be like, yo, go up to the front.
Pay out the counter. Yeah, pay out the counter.
So there's 4 different ways you could have paid at Cheesecake. You could have paid online, cash, card, or you could pay in the front.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people do the pay online, and then like people are literally chasing down the people. Like, you paid online.
Red Robin's. We went to Red Robin's one time, or for the first time, and I fucked with him. I was like, yo, we gotta go. I didn't pay. and I was like, nah, I'm just kidding.
Because it was one of those.
I paid online.
It was one of those machine thingies.
Yeah, like it was on like a fucking thing where then, there was games on it. I was like, yo, I'm about to.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking
When
about.
I get to it, you gotta pay for it. Like,
yeah, it's fucking.
That's stupid.
Like, I'll go to fucking Dave and Buster's right now.
Bro, your phone has better games on it.
paying for tic-tac.
I'll go to that fucking bowling alley on fucking 13th Street or whatever the fuck. And
Oh, the one by the Rite Aid.
Yeah,
Fucking
better arcade games there than your fucking 2x2 fucking tablet.
Fuck that. Go to the fucking arcade up on like the old fucking movie theater on 32nd Street underneath and shit, where they have the $5 movie tickets and shit.
$5 movies? What are you talking about?
The one in North Bergen and shit. The one on ShopRite. Yeah. No, not Helix and shit. The fucking the movie theater from underneath ShopRite and shit.
That's
that
been
had
closed.
That's
Yeah.
closed.
No, I'm saying from before, like before and shit.
Time right
Can't
now.
travel through time.
It's now.
Is it not? That's the shit though. $5 movie tickets go in.
So where do we stand on that? Because personally, I think, and gas station attendants
So-
too, they make minimum wage, and I still have to tip you? Get the fuck out of here.
No, you don't gotta tip no gas.
Isn't-
gas people.
Isn't it like New Jersey one of the only states where?
Gas station attendants exist, yeah.
Yeah. So what the fuck? What
So
are you complaining
they
about?
just made it recently.
Yeah,
Like,
endangered
now
species.
they just made it recently. Now they passed the bill where you can pump your own gas in New Jersey.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
need you don't need a person to do it.
I
for you.
don't know why it was
But
illegal so long.
a
You
lot
think they
of
get offended?
they shouldn't
Why
be.
didn't you let me pump my own gas?
You know what I mean?
Why
Like
didn't you
you're.
let me pump your gas? I want to pump your gas.
It's weird and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I guess. I was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, did it. Because there was one time I was driving my mom's car, I was filling up gas, putting on a full tank. I was going to go up and do it, and the guy was just like, no, go back in the car, do it. I was like, no, I'm going to do it.
Maybe for them, like it's just like it's a missed opportunity for a tip.
I guess, because they
Probably,
think...
like,
But I personally don't give a fuck. I'm not tipping you because I'm paying for
Yeah,
gas.
like,
Why the
once-
fuck am I going to give you more money?
I'm
Pumping your gas, you're tipping me.
Nah, fuck that.
there's certain times where you can feel that though, like that aura of like where they're like trying to force you to chill out so they can do something nice for you. But it's like, yo, I can do it.
I'll do it myself, bro.
Literally every time we go.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing with like when it comes to like the restaurants. Like, you don't have to tip your server. Like, if you know like their service wasn't all that, you don't really have to tip them and shit. But like as a courtesy, you can slide them a couple things. But yo, there's people that like the service can be great. You like they did a phenomenal service. The bill would be $200, and they only be shit. They be nothing. That's why like they have a thing where there's added gratuity in certain areas, but at Cheesecake it's got to be more than 8 people for it to be added gratuity.
Yeah.
But the fucked up part too about it that like my brother's telling me they could fight that. They don't have to pay the added gratuity. Like if they really wanted to, they can be like, nah, we're not paying the added gratuity.
They're
Damn.
like there was just 2 sets of 4.
Yeah. like
Oh,
it's,
sorry, 4 sets of 2.
They were in a booth. What are you talking
yeah, like they could be like, nah, we're not doing that and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but like if you go to spots like Hoboken and shit or like other spots, they tell you off rip, it's automatic added gratuity. You can't fight that shit.
You can't,
'cause
yeah.
It's the law right there in Hoboken that tells you like if you're doing that, you're gonna get in trouble. Cause you're like, oh, word, you don't want to give me my $100 tip? Nah, bruh, you gonna find a way to give me my money.
I don't know if you guys are interested, but we got some unpopular opinions. If you guys want to go again,
Very.
you want to?
Go again. Let me quit rumbling
wants
about
to-
restaurant biz and shit.
Who wants? Do you guys want to start? You can choose any one of the.
If you need a wheelchair due to your weight, it should be mandatory that it is a manual chair rather than a powered chair. Seriously, this shit needs to stop. So many people, so many people with nothing wrong with them other than gluttony and laziness. So many people walk into Walmart, plop their fat asses in the chairs that are for older people and cripples, then just leave them in the middle of the parking lot like the waste of space and resources that they are. God damn.
I mean, some people have like.
Hold on. Let's be upfront and honest. You don't get to be 500 pounds due to genetics, and it's in quotes. It's in quotes. 95% of people you see that are
That's
that
not
size
fair
on a
anytime.
daily basis had nothing wrong with them before turning into a drain on society.
Damn.
Now,
This guy feels very strong.
hold on.
Yeah.
He really does. I mean, he
Some
probably has
fat guy
family or
proven.
something. But yo,
So
tempo, bro.
honestly, how I feel about that. So there's some people like that have like disability, and not
Yeah.
everybody has motivation.
Like
to
thyroid
just,
issues
Yeah,
that make
yeah.
them
There's
gain
thyroids.
weight.
There's people who have like knee issue, like heavy on arthritis. and shit,
Medications make
yeah.
you gain weight too.
And some people who got fucked up back. Like personally, I have a fucked up back. Like I'm born with scoliosis. My back is fucked up, but you know what I mean. It hasn't given me the inability where I got to be in a wheelchair. You know what I mean. But like I get it. Like they're targeting people on weight and shit. You know what I mean. But there's some people who are just on that like level scale that there's some people that can't walk because just them being on their feet too long could fucking just like snap their bone if their bone.
But isn't
Jeez.
that because they've gained all that weight?
Yeah,
Yeah, but just so we're clear, the point isn't that they shouldn't have wheelchairs. is that they should have manual instead of powered ones. And I think,
Well, yeah, I think that's.
I think he kind of like completely lost his own point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when
He was just so
going
mad
forward,
about that.
yeah, like
He had a personal
I think he
vendetta.
had a point at first, and then he drifted way off. But I think his point of saying
Well, it's like the
was so
Walmart
they could
people
maybe
and
start
shit.
losing weight or something, or I don't know.
Not, but you know, I get him though. There's a lot of people at Walmart. I see it all the time. I'm not body shaming nobody. It's always the big people that's always on the powered ones and shit. And then there's people that like got fucked up legs that need to use it, and they can walk. Like, bitch, you just came out your fucking car and shit and walked here just to go on that.
You gotta walk those
Pop your
groceries
fat
inside.
Like, nah, bro. Like, let the person who's got a fucked up knee. There's even people who don't even got like the leg and shit, and they can't be on the crutches.
And they on their crutches.
Yeah, like nah. That's why some people need that shit. Like, I get him, but he's also being
Yeah.
too. But there's some piece of
There's the right way to go about it.
there's some piece of shit Americans that just do it and like intentionally because they're like, oh nah, I ain't gonna walk.
Yeah,
Why
'cause
should I
they're
walk?
lazy,
Yeah, lazy as fuck.
That's fucked up.
That guy was really mad. I don't know what happened to him.
He probably couldn't use it. That's why.
That's why I saved it more, not more to discuss it. Like we can keep discussing it, but I saved it more because I was like, "Yo, this guy, he wanted to hurt whoever." Like,
He was targeting the people that go to Walmart and take that fucking powered scooter, and they know they're like, oh wait, he's like,
yo,
yeah.
but even when I worked at Target, like the only people that use them were teenagers,
Oh.
and I was like, "Yo,
beep beep.
Get the
fuck
fuck
off.
off.
Yeah.
No, wait, the security guard.
no," but you can't tell them anything.
Why?
I don't know, because that's legally you're assuming that they don't have a disability.
Oh,
Yeah.
unpopular opinion. Fucking people. Damn, this is gonna sound very fucked up. Before I say it,
Unpopular opinion.
listen.
Disabilities.
No.
You're like, don't cancel me now. Stop.
Disabled people, not all, but some, feel entitled to treat you like shit because they're disabled.
Yeah,
I've seen that a lot.
Definitely worded it better, but yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I mean? But there
You're
are
saying that certain people with special needs,
not
take
special. No, not
advantage
special.
or-
Need, like even disabilities, just
Yeah.
any disabilities, seem to have this entitlement upon them that because they're
certain
disabled,
people, yeah.
certain, yeah, not all, seem to have this entitlement on them that
complex.
that makes you feel guilty about them, that you should do everything for them.
Old people too.
Nah, old people, Hispanic old people.
Yeah.
I shouldn't get too specific. But-
Nah, let's really.
you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I've seen a lot of Hispanic old pieces of shit, yo. They like treating you like garbage. They love it because no, but there's this thing in
It's
like
around here, though.
Hispanic culture.
Around here.
You gotta respect your elders like crazy.
That's how you was taught and raised. By
Exactly.
Your family, you gotta respect.
So
that.
when you get to that age, it feels like, oh, I'm 60, whatever. Now I get the respect. Like that's how
Can't
they
say
feel.
anything to me now.
Yeah, and like everything.
I could be a piece of shit to you because I taught you how to respect.
Exactly.
You
And
should
it's
respect me despite me being a piece of shit.
and
to
I
you.
think
Like,
that's not the fucking case because one day someone's just gonna get mad at it. It's not gonna
It's
be
like,
me.
you
I'm not like
60, it's like prestige.
I
Like,
will-
yeah.
Prestige masters.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
one day someone's gonna get really mad and kick your fucking chair over, and then how you gonna walk?
I'd get to that point.
You
In the stores, they're moving. Like, say
Yo,
excuse me, at
kick your
least.
keep them
fucking-
away from your dad. It's all-
I tell them, like, when we're walking down the street and there's like 5 old people together, not making any room for people to go past. I just want to like.
but
That's
he,
how I feel about walking behind anyone and being like,
That's true.
but you see, I always walk around people when they're walking extremely slow.
But he has a point. Like I hate people that walk side by side. Beeline is
And
not.
they don't even make room. Like they don't try to like.
Like, but
They
every
just-
time me and like him and anyone in the group, like whenever we hit 3 or more people, we were always like, "Yo, let's get off Beeline." Like,
Yeah.
the only reason we ever walked on Beeline after school was because Diomar lived off of Beeline.
yeah,
But even then, we were walking on Kennedy, and we turn on into the Beeline,
like 32nd Street.
yeah, or some shit. And it was just like, I forgot what my initial point was. To be honest with you,
That you don't like people walking side by side.
yeah, but that shit makes me want to next somebody. 'Cause it's
it
like,
really
yo,
does.
Like when you think about it, like Burger Line is the JFK of walking. Like you know, what
Like
I'm
in
saying?
terms of the road, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
like,
comparing it to the
like,
walk. Yeah,
it's fast paced. Like I get that there's a lot of stores and like window shopping. But you don't window shop with a fucking group of merry men fucking blockading anyone else that can go around you, and like I gotta fucking like swivel past the fucking the I forget what they're called. The 25-cent shits. The parking meters.
Parking meters, yeah.
Like that shit pisses me off. There was one time when I had to go around one of those big wooden poles. I almost fell. And the person they saw me fuck up, and they had the nerve to ask me, "Are you okay?" I would have been better if you wouldn't be in my fucking way. and for them, they were probably like, "But you fell going around the thing." But I was like, the only reason I had to go around is because your fat ass was fucking walking hella slow.
Back to fat people.
Yo, it's like that for like when I work for DPW and I have to deal with these fucking people always walking slow, and I'm like, I have the barrel and I'm trying to sweep around, and there's like garbage right next to them, and they're just like standing there. I'd be like, "Excuse me," and they'd be like, I'm like,
Get the fucking shove it in their mouth.
there's times, but I'm just like, I can't do that because like that's assault, and like everybody's a fucking cop color.
Yeah.
It is. Like once you get into the real world, like after high school, it's like nobody's gonna send you to the principal's office.
Nah,
They
you-
don't
I
work
would
out.
I just keep repeating myself while I have 911 like ready to dial and just threaten people like that because people are assholes. Then they'll probably try to fight you and then they'll be like, "I'm calling the police."
I don't go. I'll call the police.
They're like, "I'll call."
This is the thing. Like, people do this so much that they make us get to this point, and I hope you fucking understand that too. Because I hope you're not one of those fucking assholes that are doing this shit, and I hope you agree with us because there's so many people in this fuck. They know it's densely populated. Why the fuck are you in people's ways? Try to get out. And if someone says, "Excuse me," don't come on fucking stank face like I'm wrong. Move. Yeah, get the fuck out of my way, and we'll say thank you.
But
to
that's
each
what
other.
it is. Like the excuse me is
Yeah, I can take
polite
that slice.
and excuse
Yeah, you
me
can.
is a human courtesy. Before I go to my base nation and say, "Get the fuck out of my way."
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's still in my legal right too. I'm not threatening you. You're in my fucking way. Excuse me was the nice way of saying "get the fuck out of my way." But now that you've said "ew," like now I'm gonna be a dick because I need to go. I'm on my way to point B from point A, and you're in my fucking way. You're
They
an
always give you
obstacle.
dirty looks when they see you have to move around them.
Yeah, they're like, and then they make comments. This is where the old people come in because this is what old people do. No podía esperar. No, bitch, I can't wait for your bitch. You're too slow. I gotta get places.
Yo, that's why I wish I spoke fluent Spanish for certain moments like that. Because you know what I'd say in Spanish? If I had to wait any longer, we'd both be dead.
Yeah.
No me hagas esperar mucho tiempo, pendeja. Yo, I wish I would. I don't get to cursing, but
It's not even that, bro. Like I tell people, New Jersey is probably we're the most overpopulated state in the whole
well,
like
Union City is the most populated city in the country.
because now we have all these fucking condos being built, all these motherfucking New Yorkers and shit are coming in and shit. They're like, you know what? Fuck the double tax. Go to Jersey. It'll be better. The condos and shit.
So
That's
many
literally
cars
what,
here.
yeah,
Only,
that's
two
all we're
parking
getting.
lots.
Let's use the third one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like it's just so annoying because now like we're slowly turning into New York over here in Jersey, and like all the people from New York want to just have a different life over here, but like now it's like wait,
I want to open another can of worms. Can I? Before he hits that one. And here's the thing. I don't like gentrification too much. You know, there's some things here and there. It's fine.
It's happening in Jersey
it
City.
is.
Like now there's more homeless people now and shit because they're kicking out all the poor people out of Jersey City, and now they're in Union City and shit because you know now they're so I was around when like literally there's people going into the poor people home and they're like, yo, we'll buy your house for $1,000, and you know what they're gonna do with that? They're gonna sell your home and they're gonna literally turn it into a fucking condo.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're trying to do. They're like, you know, we know you ain't got money for rent. No, you ain't got money for food and your shit. Give you $1,000 right now. You leave. Just that's it. I'm
But
like,
here's the thing. Like,
$1,000 can't even get you that far. Like in today now. Like
No.
today, no, fuck no. It's $1,000. You're literally you're assed out, bro.
that's not even for like good for a week. Like, you're done with that shit.
Bro.
Here's the thing, though. I don't like people claiming ignorance upon other people, right? Like, it's not. We're not ignorant. Like, we're aware of the situation. You know what I mean? Whether I want to talk about it or not is my decision. But I think the ignorance lies on when they start labeling who are the people that are coming in here. Because it's not, it is, there's a lot of white people, but there's a lot of other people too that are coming in. It's just a mix of people that just have money.
That's
You know
why
what I
you said there's people from the middle class to high class coming
Exactly.
to the lower class areas and shit.
And
Our area.
A lot of people kind of criticize me when I tell them, like, yeah, there's a lot of gentrification. But when I tell
That's
them,
true.
oh, it's not only white people, they get offended. You know what I mean? It's not, I'm not trying to defend anybody, But it's like, why are we looking at it?
Because you saying a statement like that is contradictory.
Exactly, because you're automatically putting this like
You're wrong.
negative stigmatization on this group of people. Like we don't know. We only know that rich people or people with money are coming in.
You just seen the buildings getting
Exactly. You just assume, oh, the whites. Like,
Nah, but realistically though, like a good margin of people who moved into the condos near me has been a lot of like white American folks. It's like not really been much Hispanics and shit. It's been white folks
for sure.
Like just in Union City though, you know what I mean? Like within like New Jersey and shit. I can't say anywhere else.
They could be like Sicilian or
or like Polish.
I think the conversation I'm trying to get is that. Well, I don't think it should matter. You know what I mean? Like, let's have that conversation for sure. Like gentrification is a problem, but let's keep the color, any color or any race, like out of it. It's so old school.
But if you want to talk about like most predominant people that's being kicked out of their homes, is either like usually most Hispanics around here because we're a predominant Hispanic fucking area and shit. And then places like Jersey City is they're like African American people and shit. You know what I mean? Like those are the people that's being kicked out of their homes and shit. You know what I mean? And like same thing with Hispanics and like African American people are being kicked out of their homes because they don't got money for rent because now rent is going up the roof now, especially with COVID and shit and the inflation we got going on and shit. You know?
So what should we do now? Like, cause we've had a lot of showings for the owner of our building.
Mm-hmm.
We work not for him, with him. You know, we help him out, show the building, show the apartment, show this and that. We've had a lot of people come in. You know, a bunch of different types of people. But
they're mostly white. A lot of them were.
I saw a lot of Asian. But I don't think it matters.
That's more of them coming in because like when I was working at the Cheesecake, more Asians and like more like Indies and like others and shit were coming in and shit like all different like it's metropolitan and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the mix and shit because like New Jersey's always been a melting pot of different everything and shit.
Well, Union City has been specifically Hispanic, but like
it's been Hispanic Italian and shit, literally. A lot of Italians and shit. That's why you see a lot of
I think
a lot of pizza joints and shit. Yep.
I think if we're gonna have a conversation about it, and if people want to bring it up,
that's a different like episode to get.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's so much to talk about.
But I would say if you guys are concerned,
I'll get my boss on the podcast.
If anybody's concerned, I would say immediately talk to Stack and see what you can do because he is putting some shit down, like saying like, oh
yeah, he'd be sending them roses to your mom.
I don't think he'd be sending roses to the condos. He'd be like, they can afford it. Like,
he sends them bouquets.
All right, what's the next one?
Oh, okay.
Shout out Brian Stack for giving out the turkeys along with the police station
and the block parties.
Yeah, and the block parties too. Free glizzies and waters. The free glizzies.
But you remember the classic ones, bro. The classic block parties were the shit. Remember that, bro? They even had boxing matches like just in the middle of the fucking block party. I swear to God.
They just did one recently up in Carrigan and shit.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Never won.
What?
I never won.
To any of them? That's impossible. But they had one in like every street. There's no way.
They're starting to have them in New York. Literally.
You know what staying inside is?
You've never gone to a block party?
What did I say?
You really? It's so shocking. It's so shocking to me because those block parties have been so packed, bro. You remember the lines for the bouncy houses?
For me, I just thought, people from school might be there.
Yeah, that's what I would think, and I'd be like, let's go see them.
Yeah.
Like,
nah, opposite for me. I fucking hated everybody from school.
Homebody.
All right. News should be a dry recitation of facts. If it isn't, then it's an opinion intended to stir your emotions into clouding your judgment.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
News should be a dry.
Excuse me.
You good?
Should be a dry recitation of facts. If it isn't, then it's an opinion intended to stir your emotions into clouding your judgment. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to find a news outlet that would just present the information without spin, without trying to push you one way or another. I just want to know what happened so I can decide whether I like it or not. Why is that so hard to find? Excuse me.
Jeez.
Quit telling me what to think.
I think what he might, I don't know if he was talking about this specifically, but I feel that strongly about like all those shitty comedy show hosts that are on news channels,
like Kimball and Fallon.
Cause those are specifically made for that. Those are meant to stir you up and get you on the political spectrum, so that way you can argue with people about bullshit.
Yeah, but so all the news stations.
But the thing is though, is that if you get mad, like you call and like, yo, this is fake, or like this is a lie, or I don't like how blah blah blah. Not a reporter, comedian. So it's your fault. Like basically, like because it's their joke show, but they're talking about real life shit. No, well, not. They're reporting on the real life shit and saying that it's a joke. It's like you're on a news channel. Like, what do you expect people to think?
Here's the annoying part, where it was like from 2005 to like 2014, right? A lot of news stations were pretty in the middle about most shit, right? You knew obviously NBC was more Democratic and Fox was always more Republican. It was just always like that. But now, the constant back and forth, calling each other out, it's just like, when did it become that instead of just like he says, reciting the facts? Exactly. And then now that these
fuck that news
after 2015, after like the Trump and Hillary thing, that's when Fallon, Kimmel, because they're run by NBC, who is a Democratic, pretty Democratic business.
What about Noah Trevor?
Trevor Noah, another one who's another like pretty Democratic
I hate
business.
seeing like memes of him. It's like I feel like all the audience laughs are like those button prompts. It makes me mad.
But that's the thing. That's like
it's same shit with like CNN. Like everybody like be bashing on like CNN news and shit. Like I remember seeing that shit like in high school and shit. They would put on like the little fucking 60 seconds of CNN and shit.
But it's like it gets cringy at some point. Cause then sometimes they'll do this like bullshit where like they either dress up or him or like imitate him and then ask like some dumbass rhetorical obvious question, but because it's Donald Trump, he might be an idiot or whatever the fuck, and it's just like. I don't know. This is why everyone looks at America as a stupid fucking country, because you can't even acknowledge that they got into office. Whether or not they got in or out legitimately, you do an investigation. That's it. You don't fucking like. I feel like it's just bad publicity and why the country always gets looked at like as weak or dumb, because there's always this internal strife, and it's so unnecessary at the end of the day.
But there was this. That's the thing. There was this major shift after that Hillary and Trump thing. That the whole world just became, you're either this or that. Like, what happened?
That's what like toxic relationships is like. The bitch that gives you this is the bitch that gives you ultimatums.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't even just that. Like people were just like a lot of people were excited. Like Hillary would have been our first female president to just break the and it's like history. And like that's what some people want to go for. Like they didn't give a fuck about her political view. Like
I feel like some people wanted to just do that too. Like just
like there's people who voted like she's a female. She's gonna be our first female president.
Like
and
when
shit.
Obama was running.
The
first one.
But it's just like Trump treated like the United States like a business. He wanted to make money and shit to try to get out of debt and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with him. And like a lot of people bashed on him because like, I seen plenty of other businessmen, but it's like, well, the other people we're getting is all these Democratic Republicans and shit.
Listen,
and then Bernie Sanders being a socialist.
Even running for election, he had to have whatever qualifications he needs to run.
And he had his own money too from other fucking shit that's been building up from the ground up and shit.
And a lot of people take bribes. Those qualifications like at this point, because I'm not saying he could run for a second term, but like,
he announced it.
Yeah, there you go. Like it's not like any of that shit is like fucking. Like they swear like he's one of these dumbass fucking like drug lords from these TV shows that we see like manipulating the cops and fucking like
that shit don't happen.
As much as you want that shit to be real, it's probably not, and it probably happens so much less than you think it would, and it definitely would not affect your fucking minuscule life. Like I'm sorry to say it in that abrupt way, but like everyone swears they're like the main.
They got ops on them.
Like yo. Chill out, bro. The only option you got is your mom trying to figure out if you fucking come home tonight, bro. Like, shut the fuck up.
That's mad true. That's the shit that I hate because it's just like those that only bribe cops is the same people that's running a bigger scale business than you just selling flour, nigga. Like you just selling just straight weed. Like it's nothing big compared to like people selling fentanyl, coke, heroin. Like yo, when I'm cleaning the streets, I see more heroin and coke on the floor and shit when I'm cleaning. Like it's crazy that there's a lot of people in New York City that do more heroin than like anything else. Like I see the syringes, I see like the burn up spoons and shit when I'm cleaning.
Doing heroin. Is that in the field?
Nah, bro. No, bro. Like we're good.
Well, 102. We can
go for another 30.
Yeah.
But I think all this shit. All these presidents, to be honest with you, and I've said this a bunch of times, they really don't fucking care. Even Trump, even Hillary, even Biden, bro.
Remember when we were like fucking and like finishing off middle school, and I was telling you like, yo, me and him were fucking like walking down Beeline at like 11 at night, like, and I don't know where I go. Yo, you really think that fucking any of the presidents that have affected us in our life yet? Like, we were like fucking 14, 15 or whatever the fuck, and it's like now 21, 22.
And still nothing. It's
Like,
like, nothing has changed. Whether or
Well-
not these people are like, granted, Trump was a piece of shit when he spoke. He didn't know how to speak, right? But it's like
his interpersonal communication skills wasn't
Are
up there
terrible.
compared to people who's had so much time.
Whatever,
To
like,
he's a bad liar, and these presidents are professional liars. Like that's the thing. Like that nothing is
You
really
just
gonna
caught
change.
Trump, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's all that happened.
and even then, it wasn't enough to get him caught.
Because he's still.
And he's coming back for more. Like, fucking, bro, I can't wait to see the memes of these people
Yeah.
crying.
To be honest, yo, both sides,
it's like Sleepy Biden, bro.
both
I mean,
sides.
the Biden, it's literally it's fucking sad, but it's funny.
He fell off his fucking bike. Bro, he's senile. Like, get him out.
Bro, remember the time when
Get him out.
he got off of talking, he goes back, he tries to like,
Oh yeah, and there was nobody there.
yeah, and then I was just like, that's embarrassing, bro. Like, it's on live television, bro, and
It's
people
like
are
when you're a rich guy and you're like Butler.
That's like when Trump said, "Oh, just inject bleach into your fucking." You guys are idiots. Like all of you are just equal idiots that know how to. You're equally
idiots
as
for saying
stupid.
this shit. You're idiots for listening. And you're idiots for letting him say this shit.
Yo, that was beautiful, hey, bro. That's exactly what it is.
Everybody's a
Everybody's a
fucking fault
fucking
here.
idiot. Everybody's a dumbass.
Anyone-
People who voted all these
Bro,
people
if
in.
I
bro.
was behind that camera, are we sure about
Yeah.
that?
Should we cut some of that live feed out? Like, yo.
Yeah, can we just like cut it off mid conversation?
Yeah.
Can we just cut the mic and say we have some technical issues?
I
and
would
shit?
have turned it off, but like I just saved the country.
All right, go. The next one.
I just stopped a natural disaster from fucking happening.
You want him to read or you want to read it?
Do you want to read the last one?
Sure.
Can't read.
I feel like he shouldn't have run that after January 6th.
Yeah, after
After
what?
that?
Yeah,
He shouldn't have a chance to
he
run.
shouldn't have. Yo, for real.
Okay, it's totally okay to play video games on the easiest settings to enjoy the storyline. I've been getting so much grief from my gamer friends for playing games on easy mode. They're calling me not a true gamer because I don't play on hard mode. I just want to enjoy a game for the storyline and not get frustrated dying endless time, not being able to defeat a boss and making simple mistakes. Does that make me less of a gamer? Well, listen, you have play Dark Souls, bro. There's no difficulty on Dark Souls. That is just a game where you just
There's
thrown into the wild, bro.
Yo, playing Doom on easy mode,
It's still
it's
fucking
still
hard.
fucking like, and it's not even fun either because you realize what the tricks are in easy mode. You know the bots get a little more stupid, but then when you put it on like the highest difficulty, you feel like you gotta be quick,
Then you try to
Snap
sneak out the corner and just like,
bro. Even Cuphead, when you play simple mode, they don't count that as beating the level.
Yeah.
So you gotta play the regular one.
I mean, still, like, he's not wrong.
What games are you telling me that you can play on easy mode that you'll have fun in?
Guitar Hero.
yeah, guitar.
I
Super
can't.
Mario.
That has no difficulty.
It doesn't?
I don't think so. It's a
What
gradual.
about like any of like single player games?
Yeah, it's true.
So
God of War.
It just
Days
depends on the
Gone.
person.
I can definitely attest to
He's
this.
saying-
Guitar
he's
Hero,
saying just for storyline.
Yeah.
Like legitimate like storyline. Like not like
Call of
not to-
Duty,
Not to
Black-
get
like-
through the game just to beat
like
it.
Black Ops, like the whole Black Ops franchise for me. I always played on easy mode because I wanted to enjoy the story, and I enjoyed the shit out of the Black Ops like franchise. I didn't give a fuck about playing on hard. After I beat the game, that's when I was ready to just fuck it, go on veteran. Let's just go ham and let's see how far I
I
can
think
get
it just means like games that like have
to start off with.
yeah,
off rip.
like instead of like
Like, if
I
you're
think
playing
you
Mega
just-
Man.
when he said his friends were like shitting on him, it was probably just like, yo,
You
play on
asked, bro.
easy is because you're shit. Like
That's just that friendly competitive shit.
that's how I
Like,
was though. When I was a kid, I played everything on easy, and then when I got into like high school, everything was on normal. And then for some reason, I think on like my senior year, I started playing everything on hard for no reason, and that's why I started getting into Dark Souls more and all that bullshit. Now I'm just back on playing everything on normal. I'll play it on hard if like I get an achievement. Out of it.
For me, I think a lot of the fun was like when you finally beat the level on that hardest difficulty. It felt like an extra achievement because you could.
it's a great accomplishment.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's, su-
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's
see,
such
that's
a
why.
relief.
That's what he was saying though in that post. He was like, he wants to get to the story without fucking dying or
Yeah,
being
that
with,
that
And that's
feel like-
fine. That's perfectly fine. If you want to play like that, if you're a pussy, I mean, that's fine.
I'm,
No,
I'm,
joking.
I'm trying to think. Did the Witcher have a difficulty and shit when playing through the game and shit?
I don't know, but even if it didn't, like, it wouldn't matter because like you gotta fucking every fucking different enemy has a different like weakness. Like you gotta kill them all a different
it's
way.
just
Most
that-
of them die by sword. But
Bro, it's the same shit with Monster Hunter. Like when you go into fucking Monster Hunter and you're hunting a monster, you don't.
you know,
They're not going to
Monster
be
Hunter is
easy.
more Just whacking the shit out of them. It doesn't matter. With Monster Hunter, you gotta like find out what potion to
Track,
drink.
yeah.
What time of day to fight them.
What
at.
elements to use?
Some of them you gotta fucking find their nests and shit and wait at their lair for them to come back, like honey I'm home, like type shit. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Honey, I'm home.
but I think that's why a lot of people like The Witcher 3 because it's a lot more than fucking go to this place, kill this guy, come back to this place, get an upgrade, go back to that place, kill this guy. Like, cause
That's why I don't like RPGs because that's
Yeah.
all they are. They're all the same thing with a different story. That's why I never fuck with RPGs like that. Some of them may like I could like. Does Batman count as an RPG? Arkham City, like the Arkham series,
I guess, yeah.
but not really, right? Because you don't create your own character.
I mean, it's still a role playing game. You're playing as like an iconic character. I mean, it's still like you're role playing as Batman.
Yeah, that's what I said.
For me, it has to be the hardest difficulty, and I understand if you want to play the easiest. That's okay. I mean, you shouldn't get judged for it for sure. But I mean,
Yeah,
Not a
should your
but
boys
you-
be calling you shit? And
yeah, no. If they're your boys, then
They're
they can
not
call
your
you shit
boys,
whenever.
they can call you shit whenever.
Yeah, 'cause they're your boys. You have given them that right. Once you call them your boy, you have the right to shit on each other's
cry
games.
inside. You gotta
Yeah.
mute your mic.
That's him. Then he should switch over to new boys because his boys don't fucking like him, obviously.
So what if he was like Franklin to you, like what we talked about earlier?
That is
They
number
just kept
5.
pushing you.
yeah. And he wasn't my boy. He was the
No,
person I knew.
But he would be someone that you have on Xbox like for 3 hours. Imagine it's like, yo, you're it's like we used to do that shit to other people and like, and they just like leave without saying anything. Be like, yo,
Poor JP.
you think he killed himself? That's what people would
Yeah,
say.
we thought JP killed himself. a couple
Yo,
times.
but not even just him. Shut the fuck up.
Yo, but let's not lie,
When other
JP.
people would abruptly just leave the party.
Yeah, it's crazy because I just saw a fucking Instagram post of like him posting up, and I was like, "Oh shit, he is alive."
I haven't seen him in years, bro.
Yeah, no,
But there's like a list of those people that.
just like yo, who's dead?
Who got
Who's in
shitted
my eye?
on.
Who overdosed? You know, who's like who's what? Like, how's everybody's like fucking life status right now?
That's why we're trying to get everybody on here because
When
we
did
want
we
to
get
know.
class of 20 whatever reunion?
Class of
The
2021.
bullshit that we see in movies.
No, class of
movies.
2019. My bad.
What are the bullshits that we see in the movies where they do like a reunion?
High school reunions.
Yeah.
A whole big
When-
podcast.
When do we?
class
How do we get invited by that? Is that like
I don't think they do one in Union City at
why
all
not?
No way.
because they're whack.
Yeah, that I mean they
We
would.
should petition the government. to start
So
making it
they'll
around
probably
us.
wait like 9 more years until we're like in our 30s and
Yeah.
shit. They'll wait until
I'm
we're in
gonna
our
come back
30s.
just to see the hot Cheeto girls pregnant, no fathers.
No father.
Yeah, two, 3 kids with no baby daddies
Yeah.
and shit, and they like
Ooh,
they see that as a big
You
date.
guys have high
Yeah,
expectations.
a big as a big dating pool. They're like, who's the single
What are your
father here?
expectations? Dead? Like
Yeah.
they're dead.
What happened to her?
Wow,
Oh,
bro.
she OD'd.
She OD'd in a
I
bathroom.
don't know. I don't know what I think. I don't think about them. That's
Nah,
my-
to be real with you, if they had one, I wouldn't go.
I hope
It's
they
like,
I'd probably go there and laugh at everybody.
I want to see. I want to just see who fucked up with their lives and shit, and who
I do this to
who's
somebody,
suffering.
they get mad, call me a loser. I'm like, yeah, that's why your life sucks and you came here. And then they'll be like, yeah, you're here too. I'm like, I came here to laugh at you.
if we're at 30, if we're 30 and we have like enough time to go, it's kind of like, what are you doing? I don't know.
They'll probably.
Shut the fuck up, bro. It's probably on a weekend, bro.
I wouldn't
And they'll probably
know.
schedule it late at night.
Yeah, it's always gonna be a late night event. It's never no early.
Anybody
morning.
that's working a 9 to 5 can make it. Anybody.
Unless you're a graveyard shift person, you get out 2 in the morning.
Which is
then-
not a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would go.
I would go.
I go to
Make
lot.
fun of people?
I would go. I would go because I want to see who's the fucking person who really fucked up with their life.
Yeah.
Just judge them off.
This
Like,
like, look like a
just
fucking
appearance.
crackhead, bro. But is that you, Timothy? Like,
Could you imagine though a crackhead that show up? Like someone that randomly just became a fucking crackhead.
See who turned into the creep and shit.
When
of
you see like the
school.
person with the best teeth only have like 3 left.
Let's see who's gonna be the next Santini.
Oh my god.
We see Santini, damn.
With the same girl?
Yo, crazy topic. I saw Santini like probably a year back and shit, and I saw he got fat.
No, he lost his games?
Yeah, he let himself go. He got fat and shit.
Well, after getting arrested. No,
Yeah, he let himself go. He looked like shit.
No, he looked like a real kid.
I even talked to Medina
Oh,
about
God.
it. I talked to Medina about it and shit, and he was just like, yeah, he let himself go. I was like, yeah, he's fat as shit now.
You still talking to Medina?
I saw him the other day when I was working. I was working in Beeline and shit, you know what I mean? And like, I saw him and he recognized me. He's like, oh shit, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing good and shit. I was like, you look good. I was like, how's your fucking kid?
Hey, yo.
How old is this kid? He gotta be, when we were in high school, he was like 5, right? You
Yo.
gotta be like 10 now.
He's 7.
What
kid
the
is like
fuck?
7. I think, yeah.
That's dope.
Because I was asking him if he's homeschooling his kid.
Yeah,
That's the
he
main
said that a lot. He would
topic in
homeschool
the
his
school
kid.
that he wanted to homeschool his kid. He says, fuck the whole system and shit. He's like, I can just teach him what he needs to know.
Yeah.
And shit. Because there's a lot of shit in high school that we really didn't need to fucking know. Really,
Yo,
realistically.
listen, I've been using the box and Whiskers plot every fucking day.
The what?
M-DOS lives rent free. I fucking hated all those years wasted. Honestly, like, no one's gonna agree with me on this, but I wish I was born in fucking revolutionary times.
Yeah, no, I'm
Put me in a
good.
coal mine.
Bro, I told you.
I'd rather dying in a coal mine than fucking
Of lung cancer
the
and shit.
wasted 10 years in school.
Because at least within those 10 years of being in school, or 10 years of making fucking bread.
Because look what I'm doing in an office corporate job with no fucking degree or paper. Like I said, I'd be 9 to 5. Like I said, I would never want to.
Same shit with me. I told myself never work a 9 to 5. Look at what I'm doing now. I'm doing a 1 through 9, a 10 through fucking 7, bro.
Myself after this now.
Like, I never see myself working for, like, the mayor. I even said it, like, talking shit. I was like, I ain't gonna never work for no fucking mayor and none of that shit. Work for no fucking city. What do you mean now? I'm working for a city. I need money. Like, the fuck?
Yo, you should
You
can't
can't.
be Stack's secretary. Yo, we should send him emails and be like, yo, you looking for a private security guard?
Nah, he has one from the school and shit. I want.
Tell him we'll fight them, like, to take the position.
To the death. Make it to the death.
Our
Nah.
security detail versus yours to get the job.
A bunch of 6 foot tall, big ass.
Outworld versus Earth.
Oh my, yo, we just talked about that meme that I sent you earlier. I sent him a meme where a guy had like NFL like ideas.
Oh, the
And he was
2,500 pound
yeah,
limit.
he was
Yeah.
like, what if you just changed the amount of players you had on a team and then just made it a weight capacity? So
Weight class.
2,500 pounds, and you could have 25 100-pound people, or you could have like 8 310-pound people. And just fucking,
Oh my God.
fucking demolish. Like,
You're just that 180 fucking dude in your face, 310 fucking giant and shit. And you're, like
yo,
looking
but
at you.
imagine, like, they have like I'm not discriminating. It's just how I'm describing it. But like a midget, 80 pounds.
You're Kevin Hart. Just say that. You're Kevin Hart.
No, but you could be someone who's 80 pounds. And you're pretty small. You're the only person that runs the ball, and then you just get everyone else 200 pounds to be your fucking wall while you run.
That'd be
bro.
awesome.
Fucking spearhead right there. Fucking anything goes wrong, the 2 guys on the flanks of the spearhead, they come back and they throw the 80-pound guy.
Into the fucking thing, the fork, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeet.
Oh, man. It's
They
good.
threw him over. It's out.
That's 12 points. That's like 30 points. That shit. They gotta make
All
sports a
right,
little more
we're gonna
fun.
end it on that. Thank you for tuning into the podcast, Miguel. Thank you for joining us on this.
Thank
podcast.
you for having me over, man. I appreciate y'all.
It's been fun.
Oh,
Good night. Or good day or good morning, whatever the fuck.
it started.